Here with me today. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. It's a very windy day here in College Station, Texas. It was really cold this morning. It says it's going to get into the high 60s today, but it hasn't so far. So I am happy to be inside crafting today. So I am very excited with how our project turned out for today, and I am excited to share it with you. So let's go ahead and change that camera view and take a look at it. All right, so here we are. And like I said, I'm very happy with the way it all came together. When I first embarked on this idea, I really had no idea how I was going to achieve it. So it took several kind of uh, versions of it before I came up with one I was happy with. But in the end, I was very, very pleased. So this is a great card for wedding showers or bridal showers, or just really any kind of way to display your florals. And of course, I've made mine a Valentine's today. So I'm not going to show you all the products here at the beginning. I'll try to kind of share them with you as we go along. But to get us started, we're going to go ahead and run through the products to make the base of our card. So this is the main set that I used for our card base. And I used the largest outline die to make myself a shaped card base. And of course, you do that just by folding it over, letting one edge hang off at the crease of your fold, and running that through your machine. And that will give you your card base. Grab that. There we go. So that will give you your card base. Then you're going to run it through the same one a second time to get what I like to call your hinge hider. And that is just to glue it down on the front so that this is seen on the back, but your pattern paper will have an entire thing. You won't have pattern paper hanging off the edge like that. So for your pattern paper, you're going to use this same one to cut it out one more time. And for my original, I used this piece from the Floral Sentiment Collection, which is sheet 4B. And I cut it from right down here on this corner so that I had these beautiful flowers underneath my umbrella. Now, real quickly here, I'm going to refresh my screen so I can see your comments. It'll take me just 1 second. There we go. All right. Hello, Tina and Evie and Penny. Welcome. And I'm also going to hop over to YouTube and make sure that I can see our chat there as well. Okay. I'm in business. All right. So I went ahead and used the same piece to cut another one. And I went around the edges of my paper with my Vivid Chartreuse. And the last thing I did is the beautiful decorative piece in this die. I went ahead and cut that out in white and layered that onto my base piece. So that pretty much will complete our card base. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue all those together. And then we'll get down to the fun part of building up our umbrella and our flowers. So today is a very special day here. Hello, Sylvia and Penny. For the first time, I think I mentioned before that my daughter got engaged, and we are in the midst of wedding planning. So now that we have the holidays behind us, it's full steam, everything wedding. So we have a venue and we have an idea for decorations. We have a caterer, we have a photographer. So today is the first time that we're going to go wedding dress shopping. So later on this afternoon, I'm meeting up with my daughter to go to a bridal shop and try on wedding dresses. So that's a day that is certainly special. So it's an exciting day for me. All right, so now that we have our card base done, let's move on to the next step. We can set this aside. All right, for the pieces to make our umbrella, we're going to use the same 2 dies that I used. Well, sorry, this isn't the exact same one. We're going to use 2 of the circle dies that were recently added to our warehouse clearance. And yes, I know it's like I only have 1 daughter. I have 2 sons and a daughter, and of course, you know, to get to do this with my daughter is just really special. I'm looking forward to it, as all moms do, I suppose. So, okay, we're going to take this largest outline die, which cuts a 6-inch circle, and you're going to cut that out of whatever color you want your umbrella to be. Then we're going to take this piece right here, the large decorative circle on the outer edge, and then one of these outline pieces inside. And let me find my... Okay, I know I cut one of these, but I'm not seeing it. Hold on one quick second. We'll get to it. I may have to cut another one. Well, all right, I cut one of these out last night, but it's not here. So we are going to do that very quickly. I can't imagine what happened to it, but this way, instead of me talking about it, you'll get to see it firsthand. So no problem. Just grab my paper trimmer here. You'll have to hear my die cut machine, but that's not too bad. There we go. This won't slow us down too much, but I don't need the whole thing. I only need about half. So I'm just going to lay it on my paper just like that and line this up. Now, we did the same thing last week when we had our purple and yellow iris card. I kind of did the same thing. You're just going to line that up inside just like that. Tape it off. And I'll quickly run that through my die machine. Okay. I know I did this last night, so that piece will probably turn up in a few days. But, all right. I hadn't planned on using my machine, so here we go. I'll just, you know what? All right. The best laid plans, but that's okay. All right. There we go. Okay. All right, so this is the piece right here that you're going to need, this nice white edge. These back there. All right, so what you'll have is whatever color you want your, oh, wow, Karen, you're in Antarctica. Wow. I'm not going to complain about the cold here in Texas. So this, whatever color you want this to be is what color your circle will be. I'm going to show you how to do it on this white so that you're able to see. Because if I did the instructions on colored, it makes it very hard to see. Okay. So let's go ahead and set those two aside, and we can set this one aside as well. And you're going to take your 6-inch circle and you're going to put it on a scoreboard. Here it is. And because this is 6 inches, you make sure it's flush against the 2 edges, and you're going to cut it right in half. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a pencil and trace that so that you're able to see it. Whoops. There you go. All right. Can you see that all right? Okay, now I'm going to turn it, and I have little numbers over here on the side as well. You can't see them in the video, but I can. So I'm going to put this line that I just made right here on the 3. And I'm going to do that again. So now we have cut our circle basically into a 4-piece pie, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it And to the best of my ability, I'm going to cut that in half. So try to get that just as straight as you can. And we're going to cut that right in half again. All right. Now turn it again. And now that we've made this line, I can line it up with the 3 again, and that's going to ensure that this one is straight. So that's only that one time that you have to eyeball it. The rest of the time, you're going to have a way to measure. All right. So this is what you should have right now. Okay. Now, on your colored piece that you're doing this on, you don't need to trace it with a pencil or anything. I'm only doing that so that you can see it. Now I'm going to mark this 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to be our umbrella right there. So I'm going to take part 1 and line it up here. And I know to get this centered, I need this one to line up right here with the one little dash mark past the 4. And this one is going to be right here. And that is going to cut that in 2 for me. So we're going to cut this right in half again. Whoops, I got it wrong. Okay. You're going to cut it right in half again. What am I doing here? Well, sorry. I did this 4 times yesterday. It worked perfectly every time. So we're going to change and put this to 1 right over here. Okay. There we go. Hopefully I'm not making this too confusing. All you're going to do is cut these in, only these 3 in half again. There we go. Cut that one in half. I'm going to cut that one in half. And you're going to cut this one in half. Okay. So that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and trace those lines for you so that you can see them. Okay. So this is what you have so far. Just the 3 that you numbered, you cut in half again. All this part down here, you're not going to have to worry about that. So now I'm going to come in with a different color marker just so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And right here, because I have my 3, I'm going to come across right here like this, and I'm going to come down right here and then draw a line. Same here. I'm going to come down out here, come down from the edge, and draw a line. And I'm going to write tab because these are the tabs. This part is going to be your umbrella. These 2 pieces are going to be your tab. So hopefully I explained that in a way that you can understand. I apologize that I messed up over here. That probably made it confusing, but this is your 1, 2, 3. You just have 3 sections that you cut in half again. So now we're going to go ahead and cut this part out. All right. So this is what you will have when you're done. All right. This part we're not going to be using. Now, if you wanted to, you could turn this over, cut these 2 in half, cut a straight line across here, bring this down here and cut a straight line here. And you would have what you need to make a second umbrella. So you can get 2 umbrellas out of every 6-inch circle. Okay. The only thing you would need to do is to go ahead and cut these in, or score these in half. Okay. All right. Now to fold this, we're going to fold the 2 tabs back. Okay. Just like that. And then each of these, the middle one, you're going to fold down and then down. So in each of your 3 sections, the middle one's going to be a valley, and then all the others will be a peak. Okay. All right. Just like that. And then score it real well. And when you unfold it, that is going to be your umbrella. Okay, so let me show it from all sides so you can kind of see you've got your 2 tabs. And all right, so in our 3 sections, each of the 3 sections, we made the middle piece, we made that the valley. Okay, all right, well, hopefully that made sense. Now, I have gone ahead and done my colored one ahead of time as far as the scoring, but I haven't done the folding yet. So I will go right ahead and fold. Tell me in the chat, was that confusing? Do you think you'll be able to do that again? Or was that, did I explain it in a way that it makes sense? Oh, Dana, you said the video is blurry? Maybe try refreshing the screen because I'm looking at it on both YouTube and Facebook and it's not blurry for me. So let me know. Okay, that was easy. I'm getting hearts. Okay, so now this piece that we have, I'm going to go ahead and fold my 2 tabs back on my colored one here. What did I do it? There it is. And score those. Whoops. So I've got my 2 tabs. Now, this pretty piece right here is going to fit perfectly right up there. So I'm not going to put glue on the 2 tabs. I'm just going to run the glue right along that top edge over to here. Okay. Now I'll take my decorative piece that we made and glue that right up there at the top. And you don't have to score this. I found that I was able to just fold it with my hand just fine. All right, now if I turn it over, I fold my tabs in, and now I can just trim that off. You just want to make sure you fold those tabs in so you don't accidentally cut your tabs off, because that's what's going to hold it onto your card is your 2 tabs. All right, so now I'm going to make a valley. Just go ahead and same as I did the white one, I'm just going to fold that each direction. There we go. All right. Just a little bit. Okay. So there we go. Now I have my umbrella. Easy and not blurry. Okay, and it made sense. Okay, so when you're done, you'll have your little zigzag there in a fan shape with your 2 little tabs to add your glue to. All right. Okay. Now, that was hopefully very easy. Okay, the next thing is our handle. Now, this little handle, if you happen to have a candy cane die in your stash, a candy cane die that is the right size would be great. Or if you happen to have some kind of, I don't know, staff or maybe even like a letter S from a large alphabet, you can maybe cut that and get that. But I just freehand drew mine. Okay, I'm just going to make a loop, draw that around, come down. Oops. Okay, only a little of this is going to show. So I feel perfectly comfortable hand drawing mine. So that is up to you if you want to search out a die. Now I'm going to turn this the opposite way. I drew it this way because I know on my card I'm going to turn it. So any of my pencil that's shown is not going to show. And I'm just going to there we go. Sorry, I kind of quit talking. Sometimes I get into crafting and I forget that I'm teaching you as I go along here. Okay, so I've just made myself a little handle, and I did this on some craft cardstock. And let's see. Now, just to make my craft cardstock look a little better, I'm going to use just a little bit of my coffee ink, and I'm just going to brush over it a bit just to kind of give it some more character, make it look more dimensional there. And if you want to use a darker brown or black or white, you know what? I'm doing the wrong side, aren't I? Okay, turn it over the direction it's going to go to add your ink. Just flick it in there a little bit on the edges. Okay. That is all we're going to do to that. And I am going to come in with a little bit of the thin foam, and I'm going to put my umbrella handle. I'm going to add some foam on the back to lift that up. Okay, so we have our umbrella and umbrella handle all ready to go. Okay, we'll set those aside. Now, I did not stamp out all the flowers for us to make them together. I thought it would be a little harder to explain the umbrella, so this has gone quicker than I thought it would. That's great. But I am going to show you what I did. So for my large pink flowers, I am using the Wild Poppy, and I stamped the smallest one and the medium, these two right here, in the bright fuchsia. And then I used the plum and the bright fuchsia and the goldenrod to color them up. And I colored the centers with the yellow, and then the plum down on the inside, and then the vibrant fuchsia to finish off the edges. And I did flick the edges with the vibrant fuchsia. I then came in with the ribbit frills to add the centers. All right, then my little yellow flowers are all made with the sweet magnolia blooms. And for the sweet magnolias, I used the smallest one right here, the 3x2. And I stamped those in the chiffon, I believe is what it's called. Let me double check. No, buttercup, I'm sorry. I stamped those in buttercup. And then I used the goldenrod just on the centers and just on the very tips. And then I came in with the gilt trip and added the gilt trip to the center. For my leaves, I'm using this large piece right here, this one. And I stamped those in the emerald green and colored them up with the emerald green and the vivid chartreuse. And of course, I used the coordinating dies to cut them all out. And I also used the 3 shaping molds to give all of those shape. Now, if you don't have any of these flowers, both the poppy and the magnolia, the last time I checked, the stamps were still in stock. I believe the dies are gone, but you can still get the stamps. So they're not a hard flower to fussy cut, but after few, middle of the year, towards the end of the year, I will show you some ways of using the stamps even if you don't have the dies. So don't be afraid to go ahead and get those, even though you don't have the dies, okay? That's all I'll say right now, but someday we'll do some videos that will show you some good reasons to still have those dies. And then for my sentiment, I use the Happy Valentine's Day. But of course, like I said, this would make a great bridal shower or baby shower card. And for my sentiment, I'm using the decorative circle frame die, which is in the warehouse clearance. And I'm using the little solid 1x1 and then the 1.5 eyelet circle. So those two right there is where I got my sentiment piece. All right, I think we're ready to construct. Oh, I forgot. I also pulled in a leaf from the asters. The lovely aster set, I did die cut a leaf. I wanted a little bit of variation in the leaves back there, so I pulled in a leaf from the asters. All right, I think that's all. Okay, let's put it together. I am going to use a little bit of hot glue for this. I'll go ahead and pull out my hot glue gun and get that going. Moving my inks out of the way. All my parts out of the way. Okay, I'm just going to make sure I've got it on the right way. Got it all on there correctly. I'm going to check the comments over there on YouTube. Oh, good. Everything's back in focus for Dana. And oh, thank you, Shauna. Thank you so much. I hope you guys will give this a try. It's fun. So I think for I'm going to put it about right here. And I'm going to add my glue right here to the tabs. And I'm going to do that with hot glue today. Hopefully, if I can get it to come out. It's not ready yet, so we'll just go ahead and use this glue and I'll hold it down. You could also use some double-sided tape. And this is where you have a little bit of choice on how open you want it to be. I'm going to spread mine pretty wide. Whoops, where did I put that? About right there, I think. And just hold it down. You know, if you bring these two closer together, you'll have a higher arc. Like if you were using bigger flowers, for the size of my flowers, I think that's about right. But you do have some choice. Now, when I was doing this before, I did decide that I wanted this middle piece to be touching down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue right there. And then I'm going to push this piece down into it. Whoops, I'm knocking stuff over. Okay, there we go. Just going to hold that there a moment. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and take off my foam and I'm going to add I want to see kind of, okay. All right, about right there. So go ahead and put we're going to add flowers all around this. So where this is going in is not going to make any difference, but I'm going to start just building up my floral spray here within and then this part, you know, when you start putting in all your greenery and your things, I like to start with the greenery in the back, but this is really personal preference. So you just get to build that up however you like. Oops. This one over here. Okay. I'm going to start with my largest flower and kind of put it right here in the center. Did I glue that down? No, not yet. There we go. Ooh, that burnt my finger. Okay. Gonna kind of keep my pink ones all centered there. Thank you, Clarabelle. Clarabelle, it's been a while since I've seen your name. It's nice to see you. You've probably been here. Sometimes when I get to crafting, it's hard for me to catch everybody as they say hello. So it's nice to see you. There we go. I'm gonna kind of put my pink ones right here in the middle, and then I'm gonna put a yellow one on the outside over here. Pretty much following the same design that I did before. I always say there's no sense reinventing the wheel. If you've already done it once and it worked, it makes sense to do it that way again. There we go. Now for this pretty one, I'm actually going to put it out here on the outside of my umbrella. Now these I will tear up and kind of place them in and around. And let's see. I'm going to take this one, pop it in right up here. this little one, it's actually a half flower. On my original, I had a whole, but I ran out of, I thought I'd made enough. So we're just going to tuck that in there to give the color and the illusion that there's another one under there. But really, there's just one. Okay. All right. I think we're getting this one all done. Go ahead and tear off some of these leaves and put them in and around. Finish building that up. All right, let's see. I think right in here, I'm going to put one, maybe both of these right here. I'm going to kind of glue them together so they have a little bit different shape. And poke those right down in here to add a little more fullness right over in here. There we go. All right. Now to finish it up, we have two more small things that we're going to do, and one of them is to stamp our greeting. And I'm going to use, it's basically the plum ink. The old name for that was called Lighthouse, but they're almost the exact same color. And I think I'm going to use my Misty just to make sure that I get a nice nice stamp of that, because I did have to do it 2 or 3 times. I think, see, it's very, very light when you just do it. So I like to do it 2 or 3 times to get a nice dark impression. There we go. So last week I did give you a little bit of a teaser about my video that was inspired by my socks, and that is going to launch tomorrow over on Carrie Lee Creations. So if you've been keeping an eye out for that, it should be going live tomorrow morning on Carrie Lee Creations. So I'm just going to glue our sentiment straight down. Not, excuse me, not going to pop this one up. And now I didn't press too hard right here because I knew I wanted to be able to lift it up to just slide my Happy Valentine's right underneath there. Okay. Now I'm just going to add some glue and hold that down. Now for the very final touch to this card, I have gotten a large gold gem. On my original, I used silver, but on this one, I thought I would use gold. And right down here at the very point of my umbrella, I'm going to add this little gold gem just to kind of finish it off so you don't see all those fold lines right there. Okay. Glue that down right there. All right, now the very final thing that I did for this card is I did come around with some crystal lacquer and some of my very pretty crystal clear glitter, and I glittered all of my flowers and a little bit around the edges just to add some sparkle. And there we go. Aren't they pretty? I love how our umbrellas turned out. Oh, I can't say which one I like best. I just love them both. So I hope that you will give this a try. And let's see, somebody asked me, oh, Tammy, what is the link for your site? The name of my site is Carrie Lee Creations, and Lee is spelled Leigh. So if you go to YouTube and search for that, it comes up, usually pops right up. So, okay. Thank you so much for creating this umbrella card with me. If you give this card a try, I sure hope you'll take a picture and post it there on the Facebook group. I would love to see what you make. Just going to switch my camera back. All right. Thanks again for being with me. For this month, if you spend $100 on the website, you will receive a free paper pad. So there are some great items being added to the warehouse clearance all the time. And I still don't know any dates. I can tell you that I have been scheduled to do videos through February. So that's all I know. So thank you so much for being with me. And I look forward to crafting with you again, either over on my personal site, or I won't be here this coming Friday, but then the week after I'll be back. So, all right, have a great day. And I look forward to crafting with you again soon. Bye bye.